Stay tuned till the end, because you are going to hear from the horse's mouth. Would Donald Trump sacrifice global stability for personal gain? That's the big question shaking up global conversations right now, as the former president once again places himself at the center of international headlines. But this time, it's not about elections, not about court battles, and not even about his rallies. It's about something far bigger. Peace in Ukraine, and believe it or not, Trump's own idea of securing his place on St. Peter's heavenly guest list. Now, picture this. A world leader jokingly admitting that his motivation for ending one of the bloodiest wars in modern times is not just about saving lives, but also about making sure he gets into heaven. Strange, yes. Controversial, absolutely. But when Donald Trump talks, people listen. And what he said during and after his meeting with Vladimir Putin in Alaska has sparked massive conversations across political, religious, and social circles. He framed himself as the man who could stop the war between Russia and Ukraine, claiming that if he pulls it off, maybe, just maybe, his critics will finally let him into the pearly gates. It's part humor, part political theater, but also part shocking reality. Because let's not forget, the war has been raging for more than 3 years, leaving tens of thousands of civilians and soldiers dead. The problem here is layered. On one side, Trump's claim carries an undertone of self-interest, linking divine reward with earthly
I want to end it. We're not losing American lives. We're not losing American soldiers. We're losing Russian and Ukrainian, mostly soldiers. Some people, as missiles hit wrong spots or get lobbed into cities like Kiev and towns. But, if I can save 7,000 people a week from being killed, I think that's I want to try and get to heaven if possible. I'm hearing I'm not doing well.
Political maneuvering. On the other, there's the very real suffering of Ukrainians caught between Russian missiles and frontline battles. So, the challenge becomes this. If a leader pursues peace not purely for humanitarian reasons but also for personal legacy, or even eternal salvation, does it diminish the value of peace? Or does the result still matter more than the motive? Let's dive into the details. During his recent summit with Putin in Alaska, Trump openly addressed the devastating toll of the conflict, pointing to civilian casualties as a driving reason to push for a ceasefire. He emphasized that military strikes aren't just wiping out soldiers, they're obliterating families, schools, and hospitals, painting himself as the man capable of halting the carnage. But right after that, he couldn't resist adding humor. He joked about how he's heard people say he's not exactly heaven material, and that maybe, if he finally ends this war, he'll have earned a one-way ticket to eternal paradise. Now, jokes aside, let's place this in context. For decades, Trump has mastered the art of blending entertainment with politics. Whether you love him or criticize him, he knows how to dominate global conversations by turning even the most serious issues into soundbites. This latest move is no exception. By tying the moral weight of peace to his own afterlife, he's ensured his comments can't just be ignored. They demand reaction. Meanwhile, Volodymyr Zelensky visited the White House days later, suited up in a formal look this time, perhaps aware of the scrutiny he faced earlier this year for showing up in his signature olive drab. Trump responded by announcing, through his platform Truth Social, that he's setting up a three-way peace meeting between himself, Putin, and Zelensky. The irony? Just hours after that post, Russia launched another massive strike on Ukraine, underlining how fragile this situation remains. So here's the pivotal moment. Trump's proposed peace meeting is loaded with symbolism. On one hand, if he actually pulls it off, he could claim to have succeeded where other global leaders have failed, an achievement that would undoubtedly reshape his legacy. On the other hand, the timing of his joke about heaven raises serious questions. Is this about world peace, or about Trump's brand of self-promotion? Think about it. If a ceasefire were to come through Trump's involvement, history books might record him as a peacemaker. But if it turns out to be political theater, designed to boost his image while the war rages on, it risks being remembered as a moment of showmanship at the expense of global stability. To wrap it up, Trump's comments about heaven and his role in ending the Russia-Ukraine war highlight the strange intersection of politics, religion, and ego. The bigger issue here isn't just what he said, but what it reveals about how modern leaders use war, peace, and public opinion as part of their personal narratives. Whether his motivation is divine reward, political gain, or genuine humanitarian concern, one truth stands out: the stakes couldn't be higher. For Ukraine, for Russia, and for the rest of the world. Peace is not a punchline, it's a matter of survival. Now, I'll throw this question back to you. Do you believe Donald Trump is truly capable of ending this war? Or is this another chapter in his never-ending quest for attention and legacy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to check out my previous video where we broke down the ethics of political leaders using personal gain as a bargaining chip in international conflicts. Because at the end of the day, when leaders play games with world peace, the entire globe pays the price.